Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One and welcome to Boots on the Ground. Sorry I didn't put a Boots on the Ground or any video yesterday. I worked hard trying to get things done, so I hope you're working. Even if you don't have a retreat or a homestead or a piece of property in the country, do what you can around your house. If you're in the suburbs, do something, but become more self-sufficient. Yeah, stocking food is great. Putting stuff back for a rainy day is awesome, but do you have a plan to resupply when there's nothing in the stores or you don't have money to buy it? So start thinking self-sufficiency, self-reliance. Let's get right into it. If you have anything you could add or send it to Southern Purple One, southernpurple1@yahoo.com. This is from Anchorage, Alaska. Costco is still out of eggs. I was able to find some at the Meijer store for $3.49 per 18 eggs. That's a great price, but they did have a limit of 2 packs. Chicken feed, 20% crumble, a 50-pound bag, went from $21.99 to $30.59 6 months ago. Today, I was able to find it on sale for $28 a bag. I bought 4 to stock up. This is local Alaska feed. The Alabama tornadoes that went through our little community, I think it's called Slap Out, was hit for the second time in 2 weeks with devastating results. Fortunately, we had no deaths, only injuries and extreme property loss. If I was ever concerned about our community coming together and reacting to an emergency, I no longer had that fear. All ages, all skills, all wanting to help, from cutting trees to hugging someone tight and letting them cry. People just driving by, getting out of their cars and starting to help others. They may not even know your name, but they are in here. They're here in mind, body, and spirit. Thank God I live in a little community where everyone wants to help. If you don't live in a community like that, and you're financially able to, I would find a way to get to one of those communities. I sent you mail a while ago stating there was not much train traffic going on in my town that has a major railroad system. Well, it's busy and very busy like I've never seen before. Just today alone, at 7:30 p.m., I counted 9 train whistles. I know there's a lot of negative things going on these days, but a positive should be highlighted too. All the new train activity gives me a fresh burst of hopeful energy. Yes, anytime we're shipping things around and it's going, moving, that's great. This is from Louisville, Kentucky, and this happened about 7 miles from my home. It occurred in a neighborhood called Hikes Point. There was actually firefighting. This person called it free fire zone for the gangs. There used to be really good neighborhoods there, but now it's called ghetto creep. The local media has a long history of covering things up. This happened on New Year's Eve, and they did not release the story till the 11th. In the early morning hours, there was a firefight between 2 opposing groups of people. It was a miracle no one innocent got hit. It was a good-sized apartment complex. They recovered over 600 shell casings, and there may have been up to 40 weapons involved. This was not a drive-by. This was a firefight any way you want to look at it. As of yesterday, they made 6 arrests, and that's the last I heard about it. Another person lived close to this and sent me one, so it was sort of neat to get 2 people in the same area sending me something. My wife came down with the sniffles a couple days ago. She went to Walmart and the cold and flu medicines were wiped out. The shelves were empty. She sent me to our local CVS to pick up some cold and flu and cough medicine and some Vicks. There was 1 bottle of one thing left and only a few small jars of Vicks on the shelf. We live just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. I have been hollering at people for months, literally months, to get all of your over-the-counter medicine you need. Everything, cold, headache, whatever you need, allergies, buy it now, please. Please let your viewers know about Sales Feed and Seed in the Midland area. This place is great for all level of gardeners. They teach and carry everything needed to grow your own food. She sends out emails telling you what you should be doing, planting, what you can do to protect your garden at different times of the year due to weather. All the seeds, seedling supplies one can need. Sale is awesome. I will put a link. So this is sort of like a business shout out. I've heard numerous good things about this place. I should have done a shout out for them before. Saleslocalseeds.com. I'll put the link in there. Go check them out. And I actually went and signed up for their email newsletter thing. So hopefully I'll learn something. Just want to give you a little bit more information on the EBT SNAP program in North Carolina. Recipients should know that these pandemic benefits are extra benefits, especially since they don't come on the same day as normal benefits. My normal benefit day is the 9th, and when my regular benefits post on the 24th, I receive additional pandemic benefits through the program. As a family of 3, our additional benefits are $303 a month. This will be devastating to some families, especially those who have not planned ahead. Having gone through that many hard times in the past and knowing this was a temporary benefit, I have planned accordingly since we started receiving food stamps in May when we moved to North Carolina. Part of our benefits each month are set aside to purchase additional canned goods. Plus, we bought meat when they were marked down as they approached their sell-by date and pressure canned them. I worry for those who do not plan for these benefits to end. We only began receiving benefits in May, but many have been receiving them for almost 2 years and may have a false sense of security as how long they will last. I did receive a lot of input from the story about this ending. Two people were upset that people are getting these extra benefits, and I think it stems from these people could qualify, but they're not qualified, or they're not getting it because they don't think they need to, or they're just hardworking people, and I respect that. And there is a lot of fraud in every government program, and I totally abhor the fraud. If you genuinely have a legal, legitimate reason to receive this, you need to get it. But there's so much fraud out there, and I'm not saying this person that sent this is committing fraud in any way. We just need to have more control, because the gravy train will eventually end in this country when we run out of money, which we already have. So if you can work your way off of any government program so you're not counting on it, that's the best advice. This is Las Vegas, Nevada. Desert Spring Hotel will have 970 fewer employees come March. The big hit comes after the medical center announced Wednesday it will be laying off hundreds of employees. I think they're actually going to be closing some of this part down because some patients will be transferred to other hospitals. So there's a lot of problems in the hospital systems. During the last few years, some of these hospital systems made record profits just because the federal government was throwing billions of dollars around. This person said auto insurance increases are insane. I have a 2016 Kia sedan with full coverage. It was paid off 3 years ago. February 2022, my premium was $460. August 2022, my premium was $528. February 2023, my premium would be $707. Today, I got quotes from 2 other insurance companies that brought I bought the same coverage for only $313. An agent on a follow-up call said auto insurance companies are in deep trouble. They are losing money due to the high cost of auto parts and medical care. He said shop around every 2 years. If you stay with the same insurer, they'll keep raising your premiums. I was with mine for 12 years. I don't know how correct that is, but always shop around. See if you can get the same coverage. Make sure they're not giving you less coverage. Be very diligent on your coverage and make sure you're comparing apples to apples. You probably all know about the U.S. debt ceiling that will be hitting on January 19th. Hopefully they will work this out. But to be honest with you, we are broke, we are crashing, we are burning. Tough decisions are going to have to be made. They're going to have to stop spending money. So we will see if they will decide to get us on a financial straight and narrow, but it does not look good. Australia, our great reporter MK down in Australia sent this. Shortage of antibiotics and around 300 other medications, according to the Evening News. I made a 2-hour trip. They're in Illinois in order to buy cutting boards at Walmart and a particular liquid nail at another store. Initially, I struck out at both. This trip was necessary because my local hardware store wasn't able to get this particular brand of glue I needed for some time. So what angered me was that the website said they were stocked. And when you get there, no, they're not. A lot of places are like that. I have noticed that myself. I went across the street to Walmart, and I was able... Walmart said they had them in stock, and they weren't. But they went to other places and finally found them. So if the computer says they're in stock, you might want to call ahead just to make sure so you don't waste your trip. I love listening to your boots on the ground. Everything your listeners have been saying about the medical system seems to be coming true. Last weekend, hubby caught COVID, which played havoc with his blood pressure and his brain. On Monday, he became incoherent, so I drove him to the ER at Missions Hospital in Asheville. He got there about 7 p.m. I expected a long overnight wait, but was not prepared for what happened. He was not given a room until about 10 a.m. the next day. While he was waiting, I heard the following conversations. Other hospitals in the area were flat out telling people they would not get a bed and to go try another hospital. Many people were from rural regions outside of Asheville, such as near the Tennessee border. I did not recognize the names of their small towns. The hospital in those cities had been closed or services are gutted, so they had to drive to Asheville for help. I heard similar stories about other ER waiting rooms. For instance, a friend waited at the Haywood Regional for 12 hours. Some people huffed out angry, but I was told if we left, we would lose our place in line, having to start all over again. And you would have to take new blood tests and x-rays. Having already invested 5 to 6 hours at this point and not knowing if insurance would pay for duplicate x-rays and tests, we decided to stay. If you must go to the ER, I would suggest the following. Plan for an extended stay, 12 to 18 hours, and bring all your medications with you. Hubby's blood pressure skyrocketed because morning came and his blood pressure medicine was at home. Bring some water, reading materials, snacks. The vending machine took my money, but it did not give me the food I had paid for. Bring a blanket. Hubby had one in the car because it was so cold. It was kind of cold in the ER. It was just comfortable to bring a blanket from home. Get a friend or neighbor to come over and take care of your pets. I fed our cats right before we left, but could not get back to care for them until the next afternoon. Once hubby was finally admitted to the hospital, the medical care he received was excellent. Hubby is coherent again and making a complete recovery. However, people are going to have to be persistent and patient because our medical system is in shambles. We've been watching you for 10 years and heeded your advice. Thank you for your support. I appreciate every one of you that have been with me for a while and all of the new people that are coming over. We both work for a major manufacturer. They give me the manufacturer's name and they say, do not mention it. And they pride themselves on never laying off an employee in over, I'll just say, 50 years. Well, we saw 45 employees get laid off and it was heartbreaking. We may be next in line, but I have peace knowing we sit on the throne, who sits on the throne, and how we have prepared over the years. We still continue to prep and focus on paying 2 debts that we have on a vehicle and a tractor. This will be paid off shortly. We know it may be uncomfortable. We know we'll manage. Our family members all serve or are veterans and can see how things have changed in the world. Stay focused on needs and put aside wants. Prioritize, and you can and will get through the changes. I've been watching boots on the ground along with everyone else. We are seeing issues with eggs where I live. Fortunately, in my town of northern Alabama, we still have eggs. Our problem is the price. They're really going up. Many people think they cannot make any of their favorite recipes without eggs. However, there are ways to get it done. Because of medical diagnosis, I'm on mainly a plant-based diet. I don't call myself a vegan because that implies a political or an ethical mess that I refuse to associate with. This choice isn't for everyone, but I'm hoping it will improve my health. While there's no real substitute for fried or scrambled eggs, unless you're okay with scrambled tofu, you can easily replace eggs in baking. There are 3 main items that can be reliably substituted. Flax, Bob's Red Mill egg replacement, and then something else, Aquafaba. It's made from canned chickpeas. I'm going to put this whole section of instructions into the description. So if you want to check out substitutes for eggs, you should write it down. You should make sure you know it. This comes from Northern California. Yes, eggs have gone way up in the past week. 2 days ago, $7, 7 and something for a dozen. Almost $10 for an 18-pack. They also said, we've been waiting for our part to get our car fixed for 3 weeks. This is from the lady that her husband passed away suddenly. Thank you so much for your kind words about the death of my husband. Please thank all the community that is offering prayers. I read through all the comments and it really meant a lot to me. Through this experience, I've learned how much a few kind words or just sitting in a church for a funeral means to someone who is grieving. half the church was filled for the funeral here in Illinois, and it was on a Friday morning, so people had to give up time at work or use a vacation day. The church prepared a wonderful lunch and sent us home with 2 boxes of leftovers, so no cooking is needed for days. I feel this online community is another part of my family. And there was a lot of kind words sent to her. She will continue to need your prayers to get through this. Next story. This is a large county, and I think they deal mostly with wood. And there's a plant there. I don't know if it's a lumber plant or a paper plant, but they did have some layoffs there. 130 workers were laid off. Some of them can go to other plants, it looks like. But they said if you need lumber and you can afford it, get what you need. Lumber has come way down. My only concern is it's come down so much, it might limit the people that are cutting the wood, people that are manufacturing all that product. They might decide, hey, it's not worth our time. So if you need something and you got the money, get it now. This is Rochester, New York, and they called it a blue communist state. Plenty of eggs of all varieties. They did say the center of the store mostly filled up with bulky furniture. They didn't tell me what store. I'm assuming some type of grocery store. They said 88% ground beef, still amazingly low at $3.29, and that is a good price. And there's other things that have just going up. So 50 pounds of rice is up to $26. We might look back 2 years from now and say, man, I wish I could give $26 for a 50-pound bag of rice. I was surprised to find that beginning this week, Kroger's long-standing weekly buy 5, get $1 off has changed. It is now you have to buy 6 to get 50 cents off. For those who don't know, every week Kroger would have a certain select items on sale throughout the store. And if 5 or more of any combination are purchased, it would be $1 per item, I guess, additional savings. But now they've changed it. That's inflation. You got to buy an extra one, and you only get half the amount off. This is from a local grocery store. I'm not going to say where to protect these person. They offer points. 1 point for every $1 you spend that will give you discounts on certain items. I always use my points for an 18-count carton of eggs. I guess you got to collect 100 points, and they expire at the end of the month. I told my sister about it the last time she checked out. She asked the clerk if she had enough points to get eggs. She did not, but kindly, a woman behind her in line offered her points. She had enough for my sister to get 2 18-packs. So my sister went as quickly as she could to get the eggs. By the time she came back, the lady had finished checking out and was waiting for her. She had already paid for the eggs and would not take payment for them. My sister was so touched and grateful. What the kind lady could not have known is that my sister is going through treatments for cancer and been suffering. And have been trying to stay positive through all of this. My sister believes that she was in the presence of an angel. It was a sign that God was with her. She now has some very positive attitude through this treatment that she's going through because of her cancer. And it looks like the upcoming surgery. Pray for my sister. She will be having some surgery, but my sister is very grateful for this. Also pray because they had lost earlier, they lost their 2 other sisters, so I think this is her remaining sister that will be going through this surgery because of cancer. So she just recently lost 2 other sisters. This is from Publix. I noticed that the heavy cream was over $8 a quart, so I decided to go to Aldi's and get it. When I stopped at Aldi's, they had 0 heavy cream and very little milk. Surprisingly, they had a pallet of brown eggs. They told me they haven't had any cream for 3 weeks and probably are not going to get any more. So I'll be stopping by Walmart on my way home to see if I can find it. Up until now, I have pretty much been able to get whatever I needed locally, so this is a confirmation that things are getting bad. So there you go. There's some boots on the ground. I hope you're taking this information. I hope you're applying it if you have a shortage in your area to stock up. The biggest thing is, like this lady that bought these eggs for someone, do something kind. You have no idea what that person is facing. This person that received this kindness was facing cancer, facing surgery. So I know this uplifted her soul. So try to show some love. Thanks for watching.